Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Aurobindaya. Om Anandamayi. Om Chaitanyamayi. Om Satyamayi. Om Parame. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Peace to the mind, peace to the vital, peace to the physical, peace to the emotions, peace to all. The Book of Everlasting Day, Book 11, Canto 1, The Eternal Day, The Soul's Choice and the Supreme Consummation, page 678. And yet voluptuously palpable, made sensible to touch the indwelling spirit. The eye perfected, sense illumined, lived a happy vassal of the inner ray. Each feeling was the Eternal's mighty child, and every thought was a sweet burning God. Air was a luminous feeling, sound a voice, sunlight the soul's vision, and moonlight its dream. On a wide living base of wordless calm, all was a potent and a lucid joy. Into those heights a spirit went floating up like an upsoaring bird, O mounts unseen, voicing to the ascent his throbbing heart of melody, till a pass of closing wings comes quivering in his last contented cry, and he is silent with his soul discharged, delivered of his heart's burden of delight. Experience mounted on joy's colored breast to inaccessible spheres in spiral flight. There time dwelt with eternity as one. Immense felicity joined rapt repose. as one drowned in a sea of splendor and bliss, mute in the maze of these surprising worlds. Turning, she saw their living knot and source, key to their charm and fount of their delight, and knew him for the same who snares our lives, captured in his terrifying pitiless net, and makes the universe his prison camp, and makes in his immense and vacant vasts the labor of the stars a circuit vain, and death the end of every human road, and grief and pain the wages of man's toil. One whom her soul had faced as death and night, a sum of all sweetness gathered into his limbs, and blinded her heart to the beauty of the suns. Page 679. Transfigured was the formidable shape, his darkness and his sad destroying might, abolishing forever and disclosing the mystery of his high and violent deeds. A secret splendor rose, revealed to sight, where once the vast embodied void had stood. Night, the dim mask, had grown a wonderful face. The vague infinity was slain, whose gloom had outlined from the terrible unknown the obscure, disastrous figure of a god. Fled was the error that harms the hands of grief, and lighted the ignorant gulf whose hollow deeps had given to nothingness a dreadful voice. As when before the eye that wakes in sleep is opened the sombre binding of a book, illumined letterings are seen, which kept a golden blaze of thought inscribed within. A marvelous form responded to her gaze, whose sweetness justified life's blindest pain. All nature's struggle was its easy prize. The universe and its agony seemed worthwhile. As if the choric calyx of a flower, aerial, visible on music's waves, a lotus of light-petaled ecstasy took shape out of the tremulous heart of things. There was no more the torment under the stars, the evil sheltered behind nature's mask. There was no more the dark pretense of hate, the cruel rictus on love's altered face. Hate was the grip of a dreadful armor strife, a ruthless love intent only to possess, as here replaced the sweet original God, forgetting the will to love that gave it birth, the passion to lock itself in and to unite. It would swallow all into one lonely self, devouring the soul that it had made its own. Page 680. By suffering and annihilation's pain, punishing the unwillingness to be one, angry with the refusals of the world, passionate to take, but knowing not how to give, death's sombre cowl was cast from nature's brow. There lightened on her the Godhead's lurking laugh, all grace and glory and all divinity were here collected in a single form. All worshipped eyes looked through his from one face. All worshipped eyes looked through his from one face. He bore all Godheads in his grandiose limbs. An oceanic spirit dwelt within, intolerant and invincible in joy, a flood of freedom and transcendent bliss into immortal lines of beauty rose. In him the fourfold being bore its crown, that wears the mystery of a nameless name, the universe writing its tremendous sense in the inexhaustible meaning of a word. In him, the architect of the visible world, at once the art and the artist of his works, spirit and seer and thinker of things seen, Virat, who lights his campfires in the suns, and the star entangled ether is his hold, expressed himself with matter for his speech. Objects are his letters, forces are his words. Events are the crowded history of his life, and sea and land are the pages for his tale. Matter is his means and his spiritual sign. He hangs the thought upon a lash's lift. In the current of the blood makes flow the soul. He, his, is the dumb will of atom and clod. Atom and of clod. A will that without sense or motive acts. An intelligence needing not to think or plan. The world creates itself invincibly, for its body is the body of the Lord, and in its heart stands Virat, King of Kings. Page 681. In him shadows his form, the golden child, who in the sun-capped vast cradles his birth, Hiranyagarbha, author of thoughts and dreams, who sees the invisible and hears the sounds that never visited a mortal ear, discoverer of unthought realities, true, truer to truth than all we have ever known. He is the leader on the inner roads, a seer. He has entered the forbidden realms, a magician with the omnipotent wand of thought. He builds the secret uncreated worlds. Armed with the golden speech, the diamond eye, is the vision and the prophecy. Imagist, casting the formless into shape, traveler and hewer of the unseen paths. He is the carrier of the hidden fire. He is the voice of the ineffable. He is the invisible hunter of the light. The angel of mysterious ecstasies, the conqueror of the kingdoms of the soul. A third spirit stood behind their hidden cause, a mass of superconscience closed in light, creator of things in his all-knowing sleep. All from his stillness came as grows a tree. He is our seed and core, our head and base. All light is but a flash from his closed eyes, and all wise truth is mystic in his heart. The omniscient ray is shut behind his lids. He is the wisdom that comes not by thought. His wordless silence brings the immortal word. He sleeps in the atom and the burning star. He sleeps in man and God and beast and stone. Because he is there, the inconscient does its work. Because he is there, the world forgets to die. He is the center of the circle of God. He, the circumference of nature's run. His slumber is an almightiness in things. Awake, he is the eternal and supreme. Above was the brooding bliss of the infinite, its omniscient and omnipotent repose, its immobile silence, absolute and alone. Page 682. All powers were woven in countless concords here. The bliss that made the world in his body lived. Love and delight were the head of the sweet form. In the alluring meshes of their snare, recaptured, the proud blissful members held all joys outrunners of the panting heart, and fugitive from life's outstripped desire. Whatever vision had escaped the eye, whatever happiness comes in dream and trance, the nectar spilled by love with trembling hands, the joy the cup of nature cannot hold, had crowded to the beauty of his face, were waiting in the honey of his love. Things hidden by the silence of the hours, the ideas that find no voice on living lips, the soul's pregnant meeting with infinity had come to birth in him and taken fire. The secret whisper of the flower and star revealed its meaning in his fathomless look. his lips curved, eloquent, like a rose of dawn, his smile that played with the wonder of the mind and stayed in the heart when it had left his mouth, glimmered with the radiance of the morning star, gemming with the radiance, gemming the wide discovery of heaven. His gaze was the regard of eternity, the spirit of its sweet and calm intent was a wise home of gladness and divulged the light of the ages in the mirth of the hours. A sun of wisdom in a miracled grove, in the orchestral largeness of his mind, all contrary seekings their close kinship knew. Page 683. Rich-hearted, wonderful to each other, met in the mutual marvelling of their myriad notes, and dwelt like brothers of one family, who had found their common and mysterious home, as from the harp of some ecstatic god there springs a harmony of lyric bliss, striving to leave no heavenly joy unsung. Such was the life in that embodied light. He seemed the wideness of a boundless sky. He seemed the passion of a sorrowless earth. He seemed the burning of a worldwide sun. Two looked upon each other. Soul saw soul. Then, like an anthem from the heart's loosened cave, a voice soared up whose magic sound could turn the poignant weeping of the earth to sobs of rapture and a cry to spirit song. O human image of the deathless word, how hast thou seen beyond the topaz walls the gleaming sisters of the divine gate summon the genii of their wakeful sleep, and under revelation's arches force the carved, thought-shrouded doors to swing apart, unlock the avenues of spiritual sight, and taught the entries of a heavenlier state. To thy rapt soul that bore the golden key, in thee the secret sight man's blindness missed, has opened his view past time, my chariot course, and death my tunnel which I drive through life, to reach my unseen distances of bliss. I am the hushed search of the jealous gods, pursuing my wisdom's vast mysterious work, seized in the thousand meeting ways of heaven. I am the beauty of the unveiled ray, drawing through the deep roads of the infinite night, the unconquerable pilgrim soul of earth, beneath the flaring torches of the stars. I am the inviolable ecstasy. They who have looked on me shall grieve no more. The eyes that live in night shall see my form on the pale shores of foaming, steely straits that flow beneath a great tormented sky. Two powers from one original ecstasy, born, pace near, but parted in the life of man. One leans to earth, the other yearns to the skies. Heaven, in its rapture, dreams of perfect earth. Earth, in its sorrow, dreams of perfect heaven. The two longing to join, yet walk apart. Idly divided by their vain conceits, they are kept from their oneness by enchanted fears, sundered mysteriously by miles of thought. They gaze across the silent gulfs of sleep, or side by side reclined upon my vasts, like bride and bridegroom magically divorced. They wake to yearn, but never can they clasp, while thinly flickering esitates uncrossed between the lovers on their nuptial couch, the shadowy eidolon of a sword. But when the phantom flame edge fails undone, then never more can space or time divide the lover from the loved. Space shall draw back her great translucent curtain. Time shall be the quivering of the spirit's endless bliss. Attend that moment of celestial fate. Meanwhile, you too shall serve the dual law, which only now the scouts of vision glimpse, who pressing through the forest of their thoughts have found the narrow bridges of the gods. Wait patient of the brittle bars of form, making division your delightful means of happy oneness, rapturously enhanced by attraction in the throbbing air between. Yet, if thou wouldst abandon the vexed world, careless of the dark moan of things below, tread down the isthmus, overleap the flood, cancel thy contract with the laboring force, renounce the tie that joins thee to earth kind, cast off thy sympathy with mortal arts, arise, vindicate thy spirit's conquered right, relinquishing thy charge of transient breath under the cold gaze of the indifferent stars, leaving thy borrowed body on the sod. Ascend, O soul, into thy blissful home. Here, in the playground of the eternal child, or in domains the wise immortals tread, roam with thy comrade splendor under skies, spiritual lit by an unsetting sun. As Godheads live who care not for the world, and share not in the toil of nature's powers, absorbed in their self-ecstasy they dwell, cast off the ambiguous myth of earth's desire. O immortal, to felicity arise. On Savitri listening in her tranquil heart to the harmony of the ensnaring voice, a joy exceeding earth's and heaven's pour down, the bliss of an unknown eternity, a rapture from some waiting infinite. A smile came rippling out in her wide eyes. It's confident, felicity's messenger, as if the first beam of the morning sun rippled along two vacant lotus pools. O besetter of man's soul with life and death, and the world's pleasure and pain and day and night, tempting his heart with the far lure of heaven, testing his strength with the close touch of hell. I climb not to thy everlasting day, even as I have shunned thy eternal night. To me, who turn not from thy terrestrial way, give back the other self my nature asks. Thy spaces needed him not to help their joy. Earth needs its beautiful spirit made by thee to fling delight down like a net of gold. Earth is the chosen place of mightiest souls. Earth is the heroic spirit's battlefield, the forge where the archmason shapes his works. Thy servitudes on earth are greater, King, than all the glorious liberties of heaven. The heavens were once to me my natural home. I too have wandered in star-jeweled groves, paced sun-gold pastures and moon-silver swards, and heard the harping laughter of their streams, and lingered under branches drooping myrrh. I too have revelled in the fields of light, touched by the ethereal raiment of the winds. Thy wonder rounds of music I have trod, lived in the rhyme of bright unlaboring thoughts. I have beat swift harmonies of rapture vast, danced in spontaneous measures of the soul, the great and easy dances of the gods. O fragrant are the lanes thy children walk, and lovely is the memory of their feet amid the wonder flowers of paradise. Heavier tread is mine, a mightier touch. There where the gods and demons battle in night, or wrestle on the borders of the sun, taught by the sweetness and the pain of life, to bear the uneven strenuous beat that throbs against the edge of some divinized hope, to dare the impossible with these pangs of search. In me the spirit of immortal love stretches its arms out to embrace mankind. In me the spirit of immortal love stretches its arms out to embrace mankind. Too far thy heavens for me from suffering men. Imperfect is the joy not shared by all. Oh, to spread forth, oh, to encircle and seize more hearts till love in us has filled thy world. O life, the life beneath the wheeling stars, for victory in the tournament with death, for bending of the fierce and difficult bow, for flashing of the splendid sword of God, O thou who soundest the trumpet in the lists, part not the handle from the untried steel, take not the warrior with his blow unstruck. Are there not still a million fights to wage? O King Smith, clang on still thy toil begun. Well dost to one in thy strong smithy of life, thy fine curved jewelled hilt called Savitri, thy blade's exultant smile named Satyavan, fashioned to beauty, point us through the world. Prayer to the Spirit of Aurobindo. அன்னையே, இன்று நாங்கள் அடைந்த ஞானத்திற்கு உங்களின் கருணையே சாட்சி. இன்று நாங்கள் உணர்ந்த ஞானமானது அன்னை எனும் அற்புத பேரொளியின் சக்தியையும் அதன் சொரூபத்தையும் இந்த உலகத்தில் அவர்களின் தோற்றமும் எத்தகையது என்பதை உணரச் செய்வீர்கள். இதற்கு என்றென்றும் உங்களின் பாதார விந்தங்களுக்கு நன்றியுடையவர்களாக இருப்போம் என்று பிரார்த்திக்கின்றோம் தாயே. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Aurobino. Thank you, Mother. Thanks for being with me. We'll meet again at 9 o'clock. Thank you. And I request you to go through the clippings once more so that you will understand the chapter we read for to have a clear understanding. Thank you.